Hey everyone, have you ever felt like your mind is a cluttered mess? There are a million thoughts racing around and you just can't seem to focus? Too many worries? Too much stress? Well, you're not alone, and the good news is you're in the right place. Today, I'm breaking down 6 super easy steps to declutter your mind and create some mental space. And trust me, step 5 is a total game changer. You won't want to miss it. A cluttered mind can leave you feeling overwhelmed, unproductive, and even anxious. But with just a few simple tweaks, you can clear the mental fog and feel more focused, calm, and in control. All right, let's jump in. Step 1, brain dump, clearing the mental clutter. Let's start with one of the simplest yet most powerful techniques for decluttering your mind, the brain dump. If you've ever felt like your thoughts are piling up, making it hard to focus or relax, this step is a game changer. A brain dump is exactly what it sounds like, dumping everything in your head onto paper or a digital note without overthinking, editing, or organizing. It's a way to offload the mental clutter, giving your brain a chance to breathe and process things more clearly. Imagine your brain as a computer with too many tabs open. Eventually, it starts running slower, getting overwhelmed by all the data it's trying to manage. A brain dump is like hitting the refresh button. It helps clear RAM space so you can function more effectively. When your thoughts are swirling around, competing for your attention, your brain has to work overtime just to keep track of everything. This can lead to mental exhaustion, stress, and even anxiety. But by taking a few minutes to externalize your thoughts, you create space for clarity and focus. Grab a notebook, a piece of paper, or open a notes app on your phone or computer. Then, start writing down every single thought that comes to mind, big or small, important or trivial. It could be things you need to do, worries that are bothering you, random ideas, reminders, or even feelings that you haven't fully processed yet. The key here is not to filter or judge anything. Just let your thoughts flow freely onto the page. For example, your brain dump might look something like this. Need to reply to that email from Sarah. Remember to buy groceries, milk, eggs, coffee, feeling overwhelmed about work deadlines. Wondering if I should start that new workout routine. I forgot to pay the phone bill. I really need a weekend to relax. That idea I had for a side business, I should explore it more. See how random and unstructured that is? That's exactly the point. The purpose is to release the mental pressure of holding on to all these thoughts at once. When we try to keep too much in our heads, we end up mentally overloaded, which affects productivity, decision-making, and even sleep. But when we put those thoughts down somewhere tangible, we free up mental space to think more clearly. A brain dump isn't just about making to-do lists, it's about mental clarity. Our brains are incredible at coming up with ideas, making connections, and solving problems, but they're terrible at holding on to an overwhelming amount of information at once. Studies show that when we try to multitask or juggle too many thoughts, our cognitive load increases, leading to stress and decreased efficiency. By brain dumping, you're taking those thoughts out of your mind and into a space where you can see them objectively, rather than letting them swirl around uncontrollably in your head. Think of it like decluttering a messy room. When everything is scattered everywhere, it's hard to find what you need, and it creates a sense of chaos. But when you lay everything out, you can finally see what's important and what's just unnecessary clutter. A brain dump helps you mentally declutter so you can prioritize and take action more effectively. 1. Write without overthinking. Don't try to make your list neat or structured. The goal is simply to unload everything from your mind. 2. Set a timer. If you're feeling stuck, set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and write continuously until time's up. You'll be surprised at what comes out. 3. Do it regularly. Brain dumps aren't just for when you're overwhelmed. Doing them daily or weekly can help maintain mental clarity. 4. Use a preferred medium. Whether it's a physical journal, a note-taking app, or a voice memo, choose whatever feels natural to you. 5. Review it later. Optional. You don't have to act on everything right away, but looking back at your brain dumps can help you spot patterns in your thoughts and emotions. Once you've dumped everything out, you might feel a sense of relief, like your brain just exhaled. Now you can move forward with a clearer mind, ready to take on the next step in decluttering your mental space. Step 2. Prioritize what matters, turning chaos into clarity. Now that you've successfully dumped everything out of your mind and onto paper or a digital note, it's time to bring some structure to the madness. A brain dump is incredibly useful, but if you stop there, you might just end up with a long, overwhelming list of random thoughts and tasks. The The real magic happens when you start prioritizing what actually matters, filtering out the noise and focusing on what truly deserves your attention. Think of it this way. If your mind was a cluttered closet, the brain dump helped you pull everything out. Now it's time to sort through the pile, decide what stays, what needs immediate attention, and what can be tossed aside. The goal is to shift from feeling overwhelmed to feeling in control. Looking at your brain dump, some things will jump out as obvious priorities. Things like urgent work deadlines, important commitments, or pressing decisions. But others might feel less clear. Maybe some thoughts represent unnecessary worries, distractions, or things that aren't actually moving your life forward. This is where a prioritization system comes in handy. One of the best tools for this is the Eisenhower Matrix, a simple yet powerful framework that helps you categorize tasks based on urgency and importance. Take your brain dump list and start sorting each item into one of these four categories. 1. Urgent and important. Do first. These are tasks that require immediate attention and have significant consequences if left undone. Think of things like work deadlines, paying bills, or handling emergencies. These go at the top of your priority list. 2. Important but not urgent. Schedule it. These are tasks that matter in the long run but don't have to be done right away. Things like working on personal growth, planning a new project, exercising, or spending quality time with loved ones. These are crucial for long-term success and well-being, so they should be scheduled into your calendar. 3. Urgent but not important. Delegate or minimize. These are the tasks that demand attention but don't necessarily require your attention. Examples include routine emails, minor household chores, or meetings that don't contribute much value. If possible, delegate these tasks to others or set a strict time limit for handling them. 4. Neither urgent nor important. Eliminate or limit. This is mental clutter at its finest. Tasks, habits, or thoughts that don't serve any real purpose. This might include mindless social media scrolling, unnecessary worrying, or saying yes to things that don't align with your goals. If it's not serving you, let it go. Now, as you go through your brain dump list, categorize each item into one of these four quadrants. This process alone will immediately bring clarity. You'll see what needs your energy and what you can safely ignore or delay. To make this process more effective, try using a split-screen visualization. On one side, show your raw, unfiltered brain dump list. On the other side, display your newly categorized Eisenhower matrix. This way, you can see how your chaotic thoughts are being transformed into a structured plan of action. If you're working digitally, you can even use a color coding system to highlight different categories. Red for urgent, yellow for scheduled, blue for delegated, and gray for eliminated tasks. If the Eisenhower matrix feels too structured for you, another quick way to prioritize is by ranking your list from 1 to 3. 1 equals absolutely necessary and must be handled as soon as possible. 2 equals important but can wait a little. 3 equals not important and can be ignored or minimized. This method is great if you just need a quick way to organize your list without overcomplicating things. One of the hardest but most freeing parts of this process is learning to let go of what doesn't matter. So many of us hold on to unnecessary stress, tasks we feel obligated to do, worries that serve no purpose, or expectations that aren't even ours to carry. Ask yourself, do I actually need to do this? Does this align with my goals and values? Will this matter a week from now? A year from now? If not, cross it out and move on. This step is incredibly empowering because it shifts your mindset from reactive mode, constantly overwhelmed by an endless to-do list, to proactive mode, focusing on what actually moves your life forward. Focus on impact, not just urgency. Just because something feels urgent doesn't mean it's important. Prioritize based on long-term value. Use a planner or digital tool to track priorities. Apps like Todoist, Notion, or even a simple bullet journal can help keep you organized. Revisit and adjust weekly. Your priorities will change, so regularly review your list and reassign tasks as needed. Say no more often. Protect your mental space by setting boundaries and avoiding commitments that don't serve you. Step 3. Digital detox. Clearing the noise from your mind. Now that you've prioritized what actually matters in your life, it's time to tackle one of the biggest sources of modern mental clutter: digital overload. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded by notifications, emails, social media updates, and endless streams of content. Our phones, laptops, and tablets have become digital clutter machines, flooding our brains with information that often isn't helpful or necessary. This digital noise creates a mental fog, making it harder to focus, stay present, and think clearly. Think about it. How often do you pick up your phone just to check one thing, only to find yourself scrolling mindlessly for 20 minutes? How many times a day do you get interrupted by a random email, a group chat blowing up, or a social media notification? These constant interruptions are stealing your attention, energy, and mental clarity. The result? You feel drained, distracted, and overwhelmed, even if you haven't done anything particularly demanding. The good news? You have the power to take control of your digital environment. By making small intentional changes, you can significantly declutter your mind, improve your focus, and create more mental space for what truly matters. Let's break down some practical ways to do a digital detox. 1. Unfollow negativity. Curate your digital space. One of the biggest mental burdens in the digital world is the constant exposure to negativity and information overload. Whether it's news that stresses you out, influencers who make you feel inadequate, or people in your feed who drain your energy, your digital space should be a place that supports your well-being, not sabotages it. Unfollow toxic or unhelpful accounts. If an account makes you feel bad, uninspired, or overwhelmed, you don't need to follow it. Mute unnecessary group chats. Not every conversation needs your attention. Mute noisy chats that don't add value to your life. Unsubscribe from emails you never read. Your inbox shouldn't feel like a never-ending to-do list. Clean it up by unsubscribing from newsletters and promotions you don't need. Limit doom scrolling. Set a rule for yourself. No mindless scrolling in bed or first thing in the morning. Instead, start your day with something that fuels you. Reading, stretching, or journaling. This process alone will dramatically reduce the amount of digital clutter your brain has to process each day. Your social media feed should be filled with content that inspires, educates, or genuinely makes you happy, not things that stress you out or waste your time. 2. Limit screen time. Reclaim your focus. The average person spends over 7 hours a day staring at a screen. Between work, social media, streaming, and gaming, it's easy to get sucked into a never-ending cycle of digital consumption. While technology is incredibly useful, too much screen time overstimulates your brain, weakens your attention span, and reduces your ability to focus on deep work or meaningful interactions. To break free from this digital trap, set intentional screen time boundaries. Set app time limits. Most smartphones now allow you to set daily limits for social media and other apps. Start by limiting the biggest time wasters. No screens before bed. The blue light from screens messes with your sleep cycle, making it harder for your brain to wind down. Aim for at least 30 minutes of screen-free time before bed. Create tech-free zones. Designate certain spaces, like your bedroom or the dinner table, as phone-free areas. This helps you stay present and engaged. Schedule no-tech hours. Try setting a rule where you go completely offline for a few hours each day. This could be during meals, morning routines, or dedicated focus time. By reducing your screen time, you're freeing up mental energy and improving your ability to focus on real-life experiences. You'll also find that you feel less anxious and more in control of your time. 3. Use Do Not Disturb mode. Protect your mental space. One of the simplest yet most effective digital detox strategies is using your phone's Do Not Disturb (DND) mode. Every time your phone pings with a new notification, it interrupts your thought process and pulls your attention away from what you were doing. Even if you don't check it immediately, your brain registers the alert, creating a subtle layer of distraction that makes it harder to stay focused. With DND mode, you can take back control of your attention. Activate DND during deep work or study sessions. This prevents unnecessary interruptions and helps you focus fully. Use it while sleeping. Avoid waking up to notifications or checking your phone first thing in the morning. Customize it. Most phones allow you to let through only important calls, like family or emergencies, while silencing everything else. Schedule it automatically. Set your phone to enter DND mode at certain times, like during workouts, meals, or before bedtime. By using Do Not Disturb strategically, You create intentional moments of peace where your mind can rest without constant digital interference. Try a 24-hour digital detox challenge. If you really want to experience the full benefits of a digital detox, try going completely offline for 24 hours. This might sound intimidating at first, but it can be an eye-opening experience that helps you reset your relationship with technology. Here's how to do it. Pick a day. Choose a day when you don't have urgent digital obligations, like a weekend or a holiday. Turn off all non-essential devices. Put your phone on airplane mode, log out of social media, and avoid unnecessary screen time. Replace screen time with real-life activities. Go for a walk, read a book, journal, cook a meal, or spend time with loved ones without distractions. Observe how you feel. Notice the mental clarity, reduce stress, and improve focus that come from unplugging. By the end of the detox, you'll realize just how much time and mental space technology was taking up in your life. This experiment often leads people to create permanent habits, like reducing daily screen time, checking emails less frequently, or being more mindful about social media use. A digital detox isn't about completely eliminating technology. It's about using it in a way that serves you rather than controls you. When you become intentional about what you consume, how often you check your devices, and who you allow into your digital space, you create a healthier mental environment. Step 4. Practice mindfulness, finding mental clarity in the present moment. Now that we've decluttered our digital space, let's take it one step further by decluttering our thoughts. A lot of the mental chaos we experience comes from one simple thing. We're rarely fully present in the moment. Instead, our minds are constantly jumping between past regrets, future worries, and a never-ending mental to-do list. This is where mindfulness comes in, a powerful tool that helps you center your thoughts, reduce stress, and create space for clarity. So, what exactly is mindfulness? In simple terms, mindfulness is the practice of being fully aware and present in the moment, without judgment. It's about focusing on what's happening right now, rather than dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. Think of it as a mental reset button, a way to pause, ground yourself, and bring your focus back to the present. When we're not mindful, we're often stuck in autopilot mode, going through the motions without truly experiencing life. Ever driven somewhere and realized you don't remember part of the trip? Or eaten a meal while distracted only to finish and barely remember how it tasted? That's what happens when our minds are scattered and unfocused. But when we practice mindfulness, we regain control over our thoughts and emotions, helping us feel more peaceful, balanced, and in tune with ourselves. One of the easiest ways to practice mindfulness and instantly declutter your mind is through a simple breathing exercise. Many people underestimate the power of the breath, but controlled breathing can lower stress, improve focus, and bring immediate mental clarity. Let's do a quick 1-minute mindful breathing exercise together. 1. Find a quiet spot. Sit comfortably in a chair on the floor, or even lie down if you prefer. Keep your back straight but relaxed. 2. Close your eyes. Gently close your eyes to eliminate distractions and turn your focus inward. 3. Breathe in deeply. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly expand as you fill your lungs. 4. Hold for a moment. Pause at the top of your breath for 2 seconds. 5. Exhale slowly. Breathe out through your mouth for a count of 6, feeling the tension release from your body. 6. Repeat. Continue this slow, deep breathing for about 1 minute, focusing only on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. As you do this, if your mind starts to wander, that's completely normal. Just gently bring your focus back to your breath. This exercise helps anchor you to the present moment, reducing mental clutter and creating a sense of calm. Mindfulness doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. In fact, you can incorporate mindfulness into everyday activities, helping you stay present and grounded without drastically changing your routine. Here are a few easy ways to bring mindfulness into your daily life. 1. Mindful walking. Walking is something we do every day, but we rarely do it mindfully. Instead of rushing from one place to another while thinking about a million things, try turning your next walk into a mindfulness practice. Walk slowly and intentionally, paying close attention to how your feet touch the ground. Observe your surroundings, the colors, shapes, and sounds around you. Feel the rhythm of your steps and the sensation of the air against your skin. Breathe deeply, syncing your breath with your movement. Mindful walking helps ground you in the present moment, calming your mind and allowing you to reset mentally. Even a 5-minute walk outside can significantly improve your mental clarity. 2. Journaling for mental clarity. Another powerful way to practice mindfulness is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and observations helps process emotions, clear mental clutter, and bring awareness to your inner world. You don't have to write pages and pages. A simple 5-minute journaling session can be incredibly effective. Here are a few mindfulness journaling prompts to try. How am I feeling right now, in this moment? What are 3 things I am grateful for today? What is one positive thing that happened today? What thoughts or worries can I release right now? Journaling helps you slow down, reflect, and gain insight into your emotions, making it a great tool for decluttering your mind. 3. Listening to calming music or nature sounds. Sound has a powerful effect on the mind. Calming music or nature sounds can instantly shift your mental state, helping you feel more relaxed and present. Try this. Play instrumental music, ambient sounds, or soft piano music while working or winding down. Listen to nature sounds like ocean waves, rain, or birds chirping to create a sense of peace. Put on meditative or lo-fi music while focusing on deep breathing. By intentionally choosing calming sounds, you can create a peaceful mental environment and reduce stress without much effort. If mindfulness feels overwhelming or difficult to fit into your routine, remember this. You don't have to do it perfectly, and you don't need hours of practice. Start small. Just 5 minutes a day is enough to make a difference. Whether it's a short breathing exercise, a mindful walk, journaling, or simply pausing to notice your surroundings, these small moments of mindfulness add up over time, helping you feel calmer, more focused, and less mentally cluttered. Schedule 5 minutes of mindfulness into your daily routine, maybe after waking up, before bed, or during a break. Use an app like Headspace, Calm, or Insight Timer to guide you through mindfulness exercises. Pair mindfulness with an existing habit, like deep breathing while making coffee or journaling for a few minutes before sleep. Practicing mindfulness is like training your brain to stay present and focused, rather than getting lost in past regrets or future worries. When you incorporate mindfulness into your life, you create mental space, clarity, and peace, making it easier to handle stress, make decisions, and stay grounded. Step 5. Set mental boundaries, protecting your energy and focus. Now that you've practiced mindfulness and gained a sense of clarity, it's time to take proactive control over what enters your mental space. One of the biggest reasons we feel overwhelmed and mentally cluttered is because we're constantly overcommitting, overextending, and overloading ourselves with obligations, many of which don't even serve us. Think about it. How often do you say yes to things you don't actually want to do? How many commitments, tasks, or social obligations are on your plate simply because you felt obligated to agree? Every time you take on something unnecessary, you're using up valuable mental energy that could be spent on things that truly matter to you. This is where setting mental boundaries becomes essential. Setting mental boundaries means learning to filter what deserves your time, attention, and energy, and just as importantly, what doesn't. It's about being intentional with your commitments, saying no to things that drain you, and protecting your mental space from unnecessary stressors. Many people struggle with people-pleasing, fearing that saying no will make them seem rude, unhelpful, or selfish. But the truth is, constantly saying yes to everything is one of the fastest ways to burn out. Overcommitting doesn't just drain your time, it also drains your mental energy, leaving you exhausted, unfocused, and stressed. When you take on too many obligations, your brain is constantly juggling multiple things at once, remembering deadlines and schedules, managing relationships and expectations, trying to find time for yourself, and usually failing, feeling guilty about commitments you regret making. The result? Mental clutter. Your mind becomes so filled with unnecessary responsibilities that you struggle to focus on what truly matters. The solution? Be intentional about what you say yes to, and learn to say no without guilt. To protect your energy and declutter your mind, start implementing a simple yes/no decision filter. This is a mental checklist you can use whenever someone asks you for your time, attention, or commitment. Before saying yes, ask yourself these questions. Does this align with my goals and priorities? If it doesn't contribute to your personal or professional growth, it might not be worth your time. Do I genuinely want to do this? Saying yes out of obligation or guilt only leads to resentment later. Will this drain my energy or stress me out? If the answer is yes, it's probably not worth it. Am I saying yes because I feel pressured? If you're only agreeing because you're afraid of disappointing someone, that's a red flag. Do I actually have the time for this? Overloading your schedule leads to burnout and prevents you from doing your best work. If the answer to most of these questions is no, then give yourself permission to say no. Saying no doesn't have to be harsh or rude. There are plenty of polite and firm ways to set boundaries while still maintaining good relationships. Here are a few examples. For work requests, I'd love to help, but my schedule is completely full right now. I don't have the bandwidth to take this on, but I appreciate you thinking of me. For social commitments, I really appreciate the invite, but I need some downtime this weekend. That sounds great, but I have other priorities I need to focus on right now. For favors that don't serve you, I'd love to support you, but I have to be mindful of my time and energy. Unfortunately, I can't commit to that, but I hope it goes well for you. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation beyond what you feel comfortable sharing. A simple, I can't commit to that right now, is more than enough. To help illustrate the importance of setting mental boundaries, imagine a funnel that filters your decisions. At the top of the funnel, you have all the requests, invitations, obligations, and opportunities that come your way. Instead of accepting everything, you use a simple filter. 1. Does this serve my goals, values, and well-being? 2. Do I have the time and energy for this? 3. Will this add unnecessary stress or mental clutter? If the answer passes through the filter, it's a yes. If it doesn't, it's a no. This decision filter helps simplify your life, protect your mental space, and allow you to focus on what truly matters. Time and mental energy are your most valuable resources, and once they're spent, you can't get them back. That's why setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. The more intentional you are about where your energy goes, the more control you have over your mental state, stress levels, and overall happiness. Practice saying no confidently. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Block out time for yourself, schedule breaks, rest days, and personal time like you would any other important commitment. Set boundaries with technology. Don't feel obligated to respond to texts, emails, or calls immediately. Your time is yours to manage. Surround yourself with people who respect your limits. Healthy relationships support your boundaries instead of challenging them. Don't feel guilty for prioritizing your mental well-being. If something drains you more than it benefits you, it's okay to walk away. When you start setting mental boundaries, you'll notice an immediate difference in your stress levels, focus, and overall peace of mind. You'll stop feeling pulled in 100 directions and start feeling more in control of your life. Step 6. Get enough rest, the ultimate reset for your mind. Now that we've covered setting boundaries and protecting our mental space, let's talk about one of the most underrated yet essential steps in decluttering your mind: getting enough rest. You can follow every other step perfectly, but if you're running on low-quality sleep, your mind will still feel foggy, sluggish, and overwhelmed. We often think of mental clutter as just a result of too much information, stress, or distractions, but one of the biggest culprits is sleep deprivation. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it literally overloads your brain, making it harder to focus, process emotions, and make decisions. Studies show that lack of sleep impairs cognitive function, memory retention, and emotional regulation, all of which contribute to mental clutter. When you don't get enough rest, your brain struggles to organize thoughts efficiently, leading to racing thoughts, irritability, and a constant sense of overwhelm. Think of your brain like a computer. Every day, it's running multiple programs at once, processing new data, making connections, and storing memories. But just like a computer, your brain needs time to shut down, reset, and process everything you've experienced. Sleep is your mind's built-in decluttering system, helping you clear out unnecessary information, recharge your energy, and improve focus for the next day. Without proper rest, it's like trying to run multiple apps on an outdated phone. It slows down, glitches, and eventually crashes. Let's explore some powerful ways to improve your sleep and give your brain the reset it needs. One of the best ways to declutter your mind before bed is by creating a consistent and calming nighttime routine. Just like you wouldn't expect to fall asleep instantly after running a marathon, your brain also needs time to wind down from the day before entering deep sleep mode. Here's how to create an effective nighttime routine. No screens before bed. Blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Scrolling through social media or watching stimulating content before bed keeps your brain active, making it harder to fall asleep. Try turning off screens at least 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Do something relaxing. Instead of screen time, replace it with a calming activity like reading a book, preferably something light and non-stressful. Journaling to offload lingering thoughts so they don't keep you up at night. Meditation or deep breathing exercises to relax your nervous system. Listening to soft music, nature sounds, or a sleep meditation. Go to bed at the same time. Every night, your body thrives on routine. Try going to sleep and waking up at consistent times, even on weekends. This helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Keep your room cool and dark. A cool, dark environment signals to your brain that it's time for deep sleep. Use blackout curtains, reduce noise, and set the room temperature between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, for optimal rest. If you're feeling mentally cluttered during the day, sometimes all you need is a quick power nap to reset your brain. But the key is keeping it short, 15 to 20 minutes max. Why? Short naps improve alertness and cognitive function without making you groggy. Longer naps, over 30 minutes, can cause sleep inertia, where you wake up feeling even more tired than before. Best times to take a nap. Midday, between 1 to 3 p.m. This is when most people experience a natural energy dip. Before an important task, if you have a mentally demanding project ahead, a quick nap can boost focus. After learning something new, naps help process and retain information, making them great for studying. If you struggle to fall asleep quickly, try closing your eyes and focusing on slow breathing. Even just resting your eyes and body for a few minutes can help reduce mental fatigue. Many people don't realize that hydration and caffeine intake play a major role in how well you sleep and how cluttered your mind feels. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Dehydration leads to brain fog, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Make sure you're drinking enough water, especially in the morning and early afternoon, but avoid chugging large amounts right before bed, or you'll wake up needing bathroom breaks. Cut off caffeine by mid-afternoon. Caffeine stays in your system for hours, even if you don't feel its effects. If you drink coffee, tea, or energy drinks too late in the day, it can interfere with your ability to fall asleep. Try setting a caffeine curfew around 2 to 3 p.m. to avoid sleep disturbances. If you still crave something warm in the evening, switch to caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint. Ever lay in bed exhausted, but your mind won't stop racing? This is because your brain hasn't fully processed the day's thoughts yet. To prevent this, try these techniques before sleeping. Nighttime brain dump. Just like we did in step 1, write down any lingering thoughts, worries, or tasks for the next day. This tells your brain, I don't need to hold on to this right now. Gratitude practice. Before sleeping, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. This shifts your focus from stress to positivity, helping your mind relax. Deep breathing or meditation. Slow, deep breaths calm the nervous system and help your body transition into sleep mode. Try inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds. Your brain does critical mental housekeeping while you sleep. It organizes memories, processes emotions, and clears out unnecessary information. Skipping sleep is like skipping your brain's nightly cleanup process. Over time, it leads to cognitive decline, memory issues, and increased stress. If you've ever felt like your mind is in constant overdrive, one of the best things you can do is prioritize quality sleep. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity for a decluttered, focused, and productive mind. Getting enough rest isn't just about feeling less tired, it's about giving your brain the space it needs to function at its best. When you improve your sleep, you'll notice more mental clarity, better decision-making, and a greater sense of peace. Congratulations! You've just learned 6 powerful steps to declutter your mind and create more clarity, focus, and peace in your daily life. Wow, what a journey! We've covered 6 powerful steps to help you declutter your mind and create more space for clarity, focus, and peace. Each of these strategies works on a different level, helping you let go of unnecessary thoughts, remove distractions, and prioritize your mental well-being. But the real magic happens when you actually apply these steps in your daily life. Let's do a quick recap of everything we've learned. 1. Brain dump. The first step to decluttering your mind is getting all of your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. When you're overwhelmed with too many ideas, tasks, and worries, a brain dump helps you offload mental weight and see everything clearly. No structure, no overthinking, just write everything down. 2. Prioritize what matters. Not everything you wrote down deserves your attention. We use the Eisenhower matrix to separate urgent and important tasks from distractions. The key lesson: if it doesn't serve your goals or well-being, let it go. 3. Digital detox. Our minds are constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, and social media noise. We learned how to set boundaries with technology, limit screen time, unfollow negativity, and use Do Not Disturb mode to regain control of our focus. And for those who want to take it to the next level, a 24-hour digital detox challenge is a must. Practice mindfulness. We explored how being present in the moment can clear mental clutter and reduce stress. Whether it's a simple 1-minute breathing exercise, mindful walking, journaling, or listening to calming music, mindfulness helps us break free from autopilot mode and truly experience life. 5. Set mental boundaries. Overcommitting to too many obligations is a fast track to stress and mental overload. We learned how to say no without guilt by using a yes-no decision filter and prioritizing what actually aligns with our goals. Your time and mental space are valuable. Protect them. 6. Get enough rest. Sleep is your brain's natural reset button. Poor sleep leads to mental fog, stress, and decreased focus. We talked about building a solid nighttime routine, taking short power naps, staying hydrated, and cutting off caffeine in the afternoon. When you sleep well, you think better, feel better, and function better. Now that you have all 6 steps, I want to hear from you. Which of these steps do you need to work on the most? Are you struggling with setting boundaries, limiting screen time, or improving your sleep? Maybe you've already tried some of these techniques. What's worked best for you? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. I'll be checking the comments and replying to as many of you as possible. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up so more people can discover these life-changing techniques. Subscribe if you want more content on mindset, productivity, and self-care. Turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video. Share this with someone who needs to declutter their mind.